Okay, so I'm going to make a video for section 3. So here's the directions. Cisco deposit 500 into a compound interest account. The interest rate for the account is 3.25%. The function P of t equals 500 times 1.0325 to the t power. Represents the balance in the account as a function of time. Determine the account balance after each given number of years. Okay. So the 500, that's your original amount. If you've done the first two sections, you should know that that's your also your y-intercept, and that's your starting amount. Okay, the reason this is 1.0325 is because they're adding 1 plus the 3.25%. So after they divide it by 100, they change that to the 0.0325. And t is the exponent. Okay, so basically it's a very simple section. All you gotta do is make sure you can use a scientific calculator. You can use that online if you don't have one. Okay, so all we're doing is instead of writing t, we're gonna write down 2. Okay, so that's it. Basically, just type it in the calculator, 1.0325 raised to the second power, and then multiply that by 500. Make sure you do order of operations first. Some calculators, they don't follow order of operations. So if you type in 500 times 1.0325 and exponent to the second power, they're going to do the multiplication first, and you're going to get the wrong answer. So make sure you type in 1.0325, and then there's different symbols. There's this symbol, there's y to the x symbol, or there's x to the y symbol. There's other calculators where they have like a little boxes this way. Okay, all of those are good. All of those are going to do the exponent part. Okay, and just to be safe, you can hit the equal sign after you type this in, and then multiply by the 500. Okay, so let me go ahead and take a look and see if we can find a calculator. So, oh, perfect. So let's go scientific calculator. And okay, so 1.0325, okay, xy, second power, equals times 500. And that's 533.028. Okay, very important that you learn how to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so the nearest hundredth is if you go to the bank, how much money they will give you. Okay, so they will give you $533 and I'm sorry, and 3 cents, because they round this number, the 2, they round it because this number 8 is bigger than 5. So 5 are bigger, you round this one. So all your answers are going to be 2 decimal places, unless it's like 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60, 70, 80, 90 cents, because then it would just be 0.90 or just 0.9. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the work. Okay, and so we're there. So P of t is going to be 533.03. Okay, and that's how you do. The first section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All you're doing is changing the exponent to different numbers: 4, 15, 20, 50, 65. Okay, so for the next one, we're gonna do is we're going to write a function to represent each problem. One of the most difficult things for students to do is this. Okay, so hopefully you just didn't fast forward past this part. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick with 1, and let's just go f of x. Sometimes they try to be different, and they'll use like different function forms. P of t, h of t, depending on like the different, what is it talking about? So like this is an r, so there'll be like r of x. So I'm just gonna keep it very simple, f of x. So 500, that's your starting amount. Okay, and it's 1. Okay, if it says increasing, actually in this one we won't matter because this is just compound. So compound, you're just making money. So it's not gonna be plus or minus, it's just gonna be plus. And 4%. Okay, if you're not sure how to change 4% to a decimal, type it in the calculator, 4 divided by 100. So if you go 4 divided by 100, it should give you 0.04. Okay, raised to the x power. Okay, and this is your answer. This is how I want you guys to write it down on your, if I decide to go on the Google Forms and set it up like this, that's how I want you to do it. F of x equals 500, parentheses, 1 plus 0.04 to the x power. You know what, better what? Let's go ahead and simplify this part. So let's go f of x is equal to 500, 1.04 to the x power. This is a little bit better, okay? So just add those together and that gives you the 1.04, okay? So that's it for B. Let's go to the next section, section 4. Okay, let's clear that. Okay, okay, so this one's been giving me a little bit of trouble. Not so much that I can't do it, but it's just the decimals part, the graphing part is giving me a few times that I've done this video. Okay, so for this section, what we're gonna do is we're going to use the intersection feature of your graphing calculator to answer each question. Now, many of you, and I don't have a graphing calculator, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use decimals, or there is another website called GeoGebra. I'll type it in, I'll put the link to on the video so you can use it. Okay, so the function is f of x equals 6 to the x minus 1. Okay, notice how the minus 1 is on the exponent, and we want to make sure we keep it there. So one way you can keep it there is by putting x, put in parentheses, okay? And we want to know when f of x is going to be equal to, when f of x equals 76. So when f of x is equal to 7776, what is our x going to be equal to? So that's what we're going to look for, okay? For this year, next year, you are going to have to graph it even the following year. It's not till you get to pre-calculus where you can find it using other forms. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to decimals. So I'm going to go to decimals. Okay. Just decimals, not student decimals, not teacher decimals, just decimals, okay? And I'm going to graph this, okay? So I'm going to type it in, f of x equals 6, shift 6, so shift 6, that's how you do the exponent. Or you can also go here and go a to the b power. That also do the exponent, okay? And again, we want to have x minus 1, so we want to put that in parentheses, okay? So I want this, and then x minus 1. Make sure you keep the 1 on top and don't just write it down, because if not, it's just going to move it down, and you're going to have an asymptote of y equals -1 instead of the asymptote of y equals 0 right now. Okay, so now we want to find out is when is what's going to be our x? What's going to be our x when our f of x is giving 776. So when our y is 7,776, what's going to be our x? So hopefully this works. If not, we'll figure out another way. But so I'm going to zoom out. Okay. I want to go to 7,700. There it is. So I want 7,000. Am I went too far? Yeah, I think I went too far. Ooh, way too far. So I want 7,000. Still too far. Okay, there it is. It wasn't too much. Okay, so 7,075, 76. Okay, so like I said, it's been giving me some trouble finding it. So what you do is you put your cursor, okay? You put your cursor on 7,706. So it's gonna be right there. Okay, and if you click on there, okay, it should give you your X value, okay? But like I said, it's been giving me some trouble, but if you click there, it should give you the 7,000, what the X value is, okay? But for some reason, it's not doing it, but it's, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other one, okay? So the other one is GeoGebra, okay? So Geo and then Gebra, okay? So I'm gonna go to that one and I'm going to use their graphing, okay? Like I say, for some reason, Desmos is just not letting me click on that. So same thing here, I'm going to type in f of x equals, okay? And I want 6, again, exponent. This works the same way. This one is, you can see, has the 2 little squares. So I would need parentheses because I want to keep the x on top. So x minus 1. Okay, and close the parentheses. Okay, so there's our graph. Okay, so I can try to see if it's giving me the point here. Looks like it's not giving me the point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these 3 dots right here. Okay, and I'm going to do table of values. And I'm going to change it from -10, okay, to +10. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this part just so in case anybody is like having trouble. There we go. So from -10 to +10. Okay. And what this is going to do is going to give me the values from -10 all the way to +10. So I look for 776. No, I'm sorry, 7,776. Okay, and it's right here. Okay, so right here. So that gives me my value of x. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for that when y, or f of x, is 7,776. So that's what you're going to do for all of them. Okay, use GeoGebra. Okay, go to that review, type it in, click on the 3 dots. Okay, get the table from -10 to +10, and then you graph them. Okay, then it gives it to you. Okay, let me see if I can play a little bit with it. But like I said, it would be, it actually gives you the points. So where is it? It's right there. I can see it. Okay. Well, you see it. Okay. So hopefully that helps. I believe that is the last section. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. So for this part, we're not going to do it. So we're just going to go up to section 4. Okay. So good luck. If you need some help, you can find me in Desmos, okay?